Mitch, what allowed you guys to get the upper hand from the early going in your mind?
Well, I mean, jump on it quickly. Great play there by Camphor's line, behind the net, picking off the play, breaking up, and then quickly attacking the net, getting rewarded for it. I mean, I guess obviously the juice is flowing right after the Christmas break, so it was a great shift by them. I thought they played great for us all night as well. And just from that point on, earned a power play, scored on it, and again, just got the juices flowing.
How did you feel for David? That was his first goal of the season, and this is 500th NHL.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. 500 games is not an easy thing to do in this league, obviously. So kudos to him for that, and it's always a lot better when you score on it as well.
What are you seeing when John is making that kind of pass to you? Are you calling for that? Because that's quickly off the rebound there before he's able to kind of put it through the legs and find you.
No, I'm not calling for it. It's, I think he saw me before he kind of went down to the ice there, and just tried to make the play through and got towards me, and I just tried to stay in the same spot. And it was obviously a pretty good gift.
You've talked about it before, how everyone kind of elevates when guys are out of the lineup. What do you think has allowed you to kind of find the back of the net and some other guys who are not in the lineup?
Well, I mean, tonight, 2 goals off of great plays off of other people making a pass. So just trying to find quiet ice, and lucky enough was able to capitalize on them. The other one just tried to get to the net and got a tip on that. So I don't know. Like we talked about, we try to step up when guys go out, and guys have done that.
What do you make of how Joseph Paul performed for you guys?
Yeah, phenomenal. Made a couple massive saves. Played big for us all night, and made that game what it was.
Overheard you talking about things looked crisper to start the game. How much of the rest kind of helped you guys? Because you had kind of crazy grind going into the break.
Yeah, schedule hasn't been easy. So I was just saying, you got to take those rest days when you can. Got to make sure you're doing the right things with your body. Like I said, I think everyone was going to enjoy that break, and it's always good to get around your family and friends and kind of just enjoy that as well and refresh your mind. So, we knew it wasn't going to be an easy game coming in here today, and they pushed very hard. When we need Wooler to make big saves, he did. We needed to score on the power play, we did. So everything was a little crisper today, and that's what we got to do moving forward.
Motivated Detroit team, especially early on?
I think we just wanted to focus a lot about ourselves. We know we hadn't been playing as complete as we have been. We've been giving up a little bit too much, which has allowed more opportunities and some goals against heading into the break. And we knew we wanted to be better and just clean up our own game and get back to the way we can check and just be difficult to play against, how we defend, and trust the way we can then turn our game from good defense to good offense, and obviously make plays when they're there. Before check, staying on top of them, wearing them down, and overall pretty good. I think we'd like to be a little cleaner, especially in the neutral zone in the third period. But this game's always coming out of the break is always a little bit unpredictable and not always the easiest to play when you're coming off of 3 days off. Even though you're feeling nice and fresh, you obviously get out of rhythm and out of sync a little bit. So I like the way we having to travel this morning, prepared and came out strong. Obviously against a team that's very motivated, and coaching change creates a different type of energy. So we knew they come hard.
In your primary assist to Mitch on his first goal, are you seeing him there? Are you just trying to make a play quick off the save? What do you?
Yeah, I had a real good. I felt really good that he was there, just by the way the nature was developing and how it played out, and when I got it. So, I just wanted to make it really quick before they kind of get reset into their structure, especially. We created a good opportunity, really from our own zone, just really good execution on the breakout and on the entry, recovering a puck and having a good sense where we are. So, Mitchie was fantastic tonight. It's great to see him get rewarded with the third one as well. Just a hell of a tip and a great game by him.
We've talked about before when Austin Matthews is in the lineup, how everyone has kind of had to step up and didn't produce. What have you made of how Mitch has been able to kind of find the back of it?
Yeah. I mean, Mitchie's one of the best in the league. His ability to play in all situations, the difference he can make for us offensively, defensively. His hockey sense is world class, and not many players in the game can do what he does and sees it the way he sees it. So, whether Austin's in or he's not, the way Mitchie provides for us and how he plays is unbelievable, and we're really lucky to have him. So he's playing great, and great to see him lead the way today.
You've had your fair share of milestones over the past week. David Kampf playing in his 500th game, he starts the offense. What do you make of how he's performed?
Yeah, I think that creates a great boost for the group today. Coming into your 500th game, and he gets on the board early. He gets, it's obviously significant mark. So to then impact it the way you did, the way their line did, they forechecked really well, I thought, created some really good opportunities, and obviously got us on the board early and created good life and energy and got our game going.
The Leafs center dilemma: who can strengthen the roster? If you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan like me, you know the team's center depth has been a constant concern this season. With Auston Matthews set to return from a mysterious upper body injury next week, the excitement of having our star back is palpable. However, there are still serious issues to address in the center position to keep the team competitive and, of course, fuel our playoff dreams. David Kampf, a key piece in the center rotation, is sidelined with a lower body injury. As if that weren't enough, Kalle Jarnkrok is still recovering from surgery, leaving another gap in the lineup. Max Domi, expected to be a versatile asset, has been placed on injured reserve, further aggravating the situation after missing consecutive practices due to lingering pains. To sum it up, the Leafs are missing 4 functional centers, and the pressure to act is mounting. James Mirtle, a respected Leafs analyst and contributor to The Athletic, highlighted a series of potential trade targets to address this dilemma during his appearance on the J.D. Bunky's podcast. Among the names mentioned, 2 stood out: Nick Jugstad and, for the nostalgic fans, a possible reunion with Ryan O'Reilly. Jugstad seems to be Mirtle's favorite, and for good reason. The player, who signed a 2-year deal with the Utah Hockey Club last offseason, carries a manageable $2.1 million cap hit, which is essential for a team as salary cap-strapped as the Leafs. Additionally, standing at 6 feet 6 inches and weighing 205 pounds, he would bring not only physicality but also consistent offensive contributions. Jugstad is the most viable option for the Leafs right now, Mirtle stated on the podcast. And he's right. Experienced and versatile, Jugstad has played for several teams, including the Florida Panthers, Pittsburgh Penguins, Minnesota Wild, and Edmonton Oilers, and could quickly adapt to the Leafs' dynamic. With an affordable contract and a solid track record, he offers a practical solution without sacrificing too many future assets. However, it's impossible to ignore the possibility of a Ryan O'Reilly return. Yes, we know he chose the Nashville Predators last summer in search of a quieter environment, but the Leafs management still holds him in high regard. The 2019 Stanley Cup winning captain with the St. Louis Blues is precisely the type of player any contender would love to have on their roster. However, the cost of bringing him back would be steep, both in terms of trade assets and cap space adjustments, as Nashville or a third team would need to retain part of his salary. I don't think the O'Reilly scenario is entirely out of reach, Mirtle said, showing that there's optimism within the organization. However, there are doubts about how much it's worth investing in a 33-year-old player, even with his impeccable credentials. Meanwhile, cheaper internal options like Steven Lorentz, Connor Dewar, Pontus Holmberg, and Fraser Minton have been mentioned. But let's be honest, these names might serve as short-term stopgaps, but they're far from offering the stability and impact the team needs. The pressure is all on GM Brad Treliving. He knows that despite the Leafs' solid performance so far, the center position is crucial to sustaining any championship aspirations. With the trade deadline approaching, Treliving has likely intensified his efforts to finalize a deal. And we, the fans, are eagerly awaiting good news. For now, all we can do is trust that the team can weather this tough phase and hope a solution, whether it's Jugstad, O'Reilly, or another name, arrives before things spiral out of control. After all, as we all know, the Leafs don't have the luxury of wasting another season with a promising but incomplete roster. The time to act is now. The Leafs center dilemma, expanding on the potential solutions. The Toronto Maple Leafs, amidst another promising yet tumultuous season, face one of their most pressing challenges, addressing a depleted center lineup that threatens to derail their momentum. While the return of Auston Matthews is a beacon of hope, the broader picture remains dire, requiring urgent action from the front office. With Kampf, Jarnkrok, and Domi sidelined, the team's depth has been stretched thin. The immediate impact is clear on both ends of the ice. Defensively, the Leafs are struggling to suppress opposing top lines without reliable two-way centers. Offensively, puck distribution and power play setups have been less dynamic, as the makeshift lineups lack the same chemistry. This imbalance underscores the necessity for reinforcements. Nick Jugstad, as highlighted by James Mirtle, presents the most realistic trade option. His affordable contract and towering physical presence align perfectly with the Leafs' needs. Beyond his imposing stature, Jugstad brings versatility. He can play both center and wing, a flexibility that would allow head coach Sheldon Keefe to adjust the lineup dynamically. However, acquiring Jugstad isn't without complications. The Utah Hockey Club, formerly the Arizona Coyotes, is currently rebuilding but may still demand a premium return for their experienced forward. the Leafs will likely need to part with a mid-tier prospect or draft pick to make the deal work. With their prospect pool already thin, Treliving faces a tough decision. Another name that excites fans and analysts alike is Ryan O'Reilly. The former Conn Smythe winner and Stanley Cup champion has a proven track record of elevating teams in high-stakes situations. His leadership during his brief stint with Toronto last season left a lasting impression. Yet, the Predators have little incentive to move him unless the offer is overwhelming. Should the Leafs pursue O'Reilly, it would almost certainly require a multi-asset package. A first-round pick and a promising young player like Nick Robertson might need to be part of the conversation. Additionally, Nashville would have to retain salary, a process that often involves a third-party team to facilitate. The logistics are challenging but not insurmountable. Internal options like Pontus Holmberg and Fraser Minten offer short-term relief but lack the experience needed for a deep playoff run. Holmberg has shown flashes of potential, but his limited NHL exposure raises questions about his readiness for a consistent role. Minten, while promising, is still developing and would be better served continuing his growth in the minors. A wild-card option could be exploring European leagues or waiver claims to unearth an overlooked talent. Teams like the Vegas Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche have found gems in unconventional ways, and the Leafs scouting department may need to cast a wider net to uncover an affordable, immediate solution. Another factor complicating the Leafs' decisions is the looming salary cap crunch. With Matthews' extension set to kick in soon, Toronto must be mindful of every financial commitment. Adding a high-priced center now could limit flexibility during the off-season, forcing Treliving to juggle short-term needs against long-term sustainability. Trade timing will also play a pivotal role. Acting quickly could stabilize the team and prevent further slip-ups in the standings, but it may come at the cost of negotiating leverage. Alternatively, waiting closer to the deadline could yield better deals as selling teams grow more desperate. The risk, however, is enduring several more weeks of uncertainty. Sheldon Keefe's role in navigating this storm can't be overstated. His ability to extract maximum effort from an injury-riddled lineup will be crucial. Keefe has already experimented with unconventional line combinations, but the lack of true centers limits his tactical options. A new acquisition would provide the stability he needs to implement a more structured game plan. The Leafs locker room has remained resilient through adversity, with veterans like John Tavares and Morgan Rielly stepping up as vocal leaders. However, even their efforts may not be enough to overcome the absence of key personnel. Reinforcements are not just a luxury, they're a necessity. For fans, the anxiety is palpable. After years of playoff heartbreak, this season feels like another chapter in the saga of unmet expectations. Yet, there's cautious optimism. The team has shown glimpses of brilliance, and the addition of a solid center could be the missing piece that transforms them from contenders to genuine threats. As the trade rumors swirl, one thing is certain: the next few weeks will be critical in shaping the Leafs season. Whether it's Bjugstad, O'Reilly, or an unexpected name, the decision made by Brad Treliving and his staff could define not just this campaign, but the team's trajectory for years to come. For now, we wait, hopeful that the Leafs will seize the moment and finally deliver on their immense potential. Will the Leafs make their move? As the speculation intensifies, the Leafs fan base is holding its collective breath, waiting for signs of a breakthrough.